Hello, welcome to another One Mind meditation. It is Monday, and I hope that you are ready to get this week started with me. There we go. All settled in and ready to start. While we wait for the rest of the fearless souls to join us, find yourself a comfortable spot to settle down in. Start some slow and deep belly breathing. Good morning, Marcella. How are you doing, big sister? Hope you've had a good weekend. Christos, good morning, dude. Good morning, Sean. Happy Monday to everybody. Janine, what a good Monday morning. So good to see all of you guys. I hope that you've had a good weekend, and I'd love to know what your intent, what your intention, what your goal for this week is. Ursula, good morning to you. Good Monday morning. What is your goal this week? What is your intent this week? What is your intention this week? Stacy, a very good morning to you. What lies ahead of you this week? What is there that you have to be prepared for? How do you want to show up this week? What does that bring to mind for you? Please let me know. A Monday morning is always a fresh start. Every morning, every sunrise is a fresh start, but a Monday morning carries a bit of extra special energy. The start of the week, and I always feel like I want to make use of that start. It's like a wave, and if you get ahead of the wave and ride the wave, it's got some momentum, it's got some energy for you to use, and I love using a Monday morning as that to get the week jump started. Marcella says, an awesome weekend. I'm very happy that you had an awesome weekend, Marcella. Ursula says, practice and patience. Lots of lessons. Practice and patience. I like that so much, Ursula. Something I've been reminded of recently is good morning, Marianne. Very good to see you. Happy Monday. Something I've been reminded of recently is our need to come back to a space of finding surrender. And surrender is not giving up. Surrender is not being apathetic. Surrender means trusting that there's some form of guidance for you to find when you give up fighting. Surrender is just giving up the fight. There's things to be done, there's action to be taken, but if it's a fight, it means you live in a state of war. Your body lives in a state of war. Your body lives in a state of stress hormones. And finding that surrender is what gives you clarity to see clearly what to spend your energy on, what to put action into, instead of just fighting. Raymond, a very good morning to you. And it kind of sounds like what you're talking about, Ursula, when you say practice and patience. Practice and patience, for me, fit into that space of surrender. This week, Marcella says, finding the words to put on paper. Finding the words to put on paper. I'd love you to enlighten me as to what you mean with that. I like what it sounds like, finding the words to put on paper. You need to send me a message, Marcella. I'd love to know what that means. Good morning, Karabo. A great Monday morning to you. Sean says, be kind to myself, surrender to my heart. So Sean, you hit the nail on the head so flippin' well there. Here's another discussion I had recently. Do we have to take responsibility? Do we have to take responsibility for ourselves? Yes, we absolutely do. However, can we also be kind to ourselves whilst taking responsibility? And we absolutely can. We can be kind to ourselves and take responsibility. It's not an either or. That being kind to ourselves is so important, Sean. And surrender to my heart. That might just be the best way to say it. What does surrender mean? What exactly is surrender? And a great explanation is what you say, Sean. Surrender to your heart. Put your attention on your heart, and find your guidance from what your heart tells you to do. I love that so much. Thank you, Sean. Janine says, I had such an amazing weekend. My 86-year-old grandfather is visiting and connecting with my 10-month-old little boy. So special. Intention this week is to keep focus. Keep focus and allow things to flow. And try not so hard to control everything. And exactly that, not fighting. And I understand that it's a difficult balance to find. It's not easy to find that balance of being focused but not fighting. Being focused but allowing flow. And that's why we find ourselves often back in a space of fighting because we're focused. We've got to dial back again and say, if I'm fighting so hard, that means I'm not seeing with clarity what to spend my energy on. For me personally, every time I find myself in that fighting mode again, it means slow down. It means find more silence. It means in more silence, find more clarity. And when there's clarity, it's not a fight. It might be hard work. There's absolutely focus. But when there's clarity first, the energy is not wasted. You guys have such beautiful messages this morning. Right, I've spoken long enough. Let's get this beautiful journey of a Monday morning started. I really love you guys, and I love when you share so much. That was awesome. Thank you very, very much. Eyes closed, sleeping mask on. Let's slip away into this beautiful space together. Starting with the first few deep breaths. Deep breath in. And release. Deep breath in. And release. Deep inhale. And release. Deep breath in. And release. And one more together breath. Deep breath in. And release. Continue the same breathing pattern. Breathing deeply in through your nose while you stretch out your spine just a little bit higher. And then when you exhale, soften your spine. Drop your shoulders and drop your chin. Being present with that wave you're creating. A wave building from inside as you take in a deep breath upwards and a wave crashing as you exhale downwards. Feeling the power of the wave building you up. feeling the same power of the same wave washing away anything you might be holding on to, anything you might need to put down. Bringing us to the start of this week by finding a space of present and clarity. Before we look at the week ahead, we are emptying ourselves as much as we can. Feel your mind rushing to anything that comes this week. For this moment, bring your mind back to the breathing, back to the rising up as a powerful wave, and back to the crashing down, being rinsed clean, letting go. We'll get to the week in a moment. For now, first, become open. Find a space of emptiness, which becomes a space of clarity. Find yourself becoming lighter with every exhale. Find yourself becoming cleaner with every exhale. Every exhale, becoming less past emotion and more present moment. Every exhale, becoming less future anxiety and more now. We'll take the last few breaths of this phase together as we allow our bodies to stretch out, loosen up, and settle down more comfortably. Let's take a deep breath in. And as you release, drop your head forward, rotating your neck in big half circles to the left and to the right. Leaning into the edges and put up a bit more resistance. Another deep breath in. And as you exhale, roll your shoulders forward. Big, slow circles. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, roll your shoulders backwards in big, slow circles. Another deep breath in. And as you exhale, sway your spine left and right, all the way to the left and all the way to the right, but slowly find the edges that feel a bit more stiff, that put up a bit more resistance, and gently lean into them, allowing those muscles to let go of tension. Taking in one more deep breath. As you curve your spine into an S, all the way from your head down to your tailbone. Stretch out whatever else feels like it needs to move, needs to stretch. Finding yourself in a space of more presence, ready to dive deep inside. For the next phase, we'll do a short breath hold after every inhale. After your deep breath in, we'll hold our breath for just a few seconds, followed by a really long, slow release. Let's do the first few together. Take a deep breath in. And hold. And release. Deep breath in. And hold. And release. Deep breath in. And hold. And release. And one more together breath. Deep breath in. And hold. And release. Continue the same breathing pattern in your own time. Breathing deeply in through your nose, following the air down your throat, in through your lungs, and as you fill up that balloon in your belly, find yourself slipping into that space. Hold your breath for a few short moments, but also hold yourself inside for those moments. Stay with a breath hold that feels comfortable to you. Followed by a long, slow release. And as you release, find your shoulders sagging, and use that sagging feeling to relax more deeply. On your next big breath, dive deep inside, and as you fill up that balloon in your belly, feel into that space of fullness inside of you. Feel how you can experience a sense of being home, coming home, inside of you, in that space of fullness. And just surrender to it. Settle down inside. Take your next deep breath. From this place of presence, let's look ahead at the week to come. What is on your plate this week? On your next big breath, when you dive deep inside, cast your eyes ahead. Look at the days that are coming, and build a clear picture of what you want every day this week to look like. What are the goals you want to meet this week? What are the things you want to have happen this week? Take a deep breath. On your next big breath, and when you dive down deep, see if you can find one highlight for every day this week. If you could choose, and you're choosing now, what would be the highlight of every day this week? The highlight could be the same for every day. It could be a different highlight for every day. While you spend some time in your mind figuring out what would the highlight of your day every day be, pay attention to the feeling it creates in your heart. Do you have a reaction from your heart? Around what you would love the highlight of your day to be? Take your next deep breath. stay with that thought. Do it again. Take a deep breath, dive deep inside, and create a clear picture of your highlights of every day. Take a next deep breath. You know what your week often looks like, what your days often look like, and even though we have clear intent on the highlights of our week, sometimes there are obstacles. Bring to your mind what it often looks like when your week or your day turns into something that feels like a fight. Something that feels like you're fighting a war. On your next big breath, your next deep dive inside, see clearly how you recognize this fight when it happens this week. How you recognize that if I am busy fighting, I'm not seeing the flow. I have to take a step back, take a couple of deep breaths, put everything down, become present, and find the flow. On your next big breath, visualize how you stop the fighting and finding the flow. Take a next deep breath. Becoming present does not mean to stop taking action. Becoming present means to take a step backwards, take a breath, put down all the assumptions, put down all the crazy monkey mind thinking thoughts. Find a bit more quiet, find a bit more clarity, and see what is. Becoming present means putting energy into the right actions, not wasting energy on misguided actions. As we take the last few breaths of this phase together, every short dive inside, see how you're able to stop again and again this week. Stop, take a breath, put everything down, become present, and really see. Find where the flow is. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. And release. See how you're able to stop amidst the fighting. Put everything down and see clearly. Another deep breath in and hold. And release. And we'll do one more big breath before we settle down into that beautiful space of just floating. Deep breath in. Hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting, dissolving into a space, floating into nothingness. No more attention on your breathing. Just floating. The shortcut to trying to find some guidance and not being quite sure how is to put your attention on your heart. And becoming better at feeling what you can feel there. Sometimes it helps to even ask the question, what does my heart say? Or a slightly similar question, what would love do? If I have to make the next decision from a place of love, what would the decision of love be? Everything we practice, we become better at. You might have been practicing that when there's so much pressure and it feels like there's such a fight, you have to fight harder and harder. But you can change the practice to one of stopping, taking a step back, breathing, putting your hand on your heart and going, I'd love to have clarity before I take the next step. What does my heart say? What does love say? While this is not always easy to do, it's easy to say, not so easy to do. What holds it all together is being kind to yourself. The moment you start attacking yourself, you cause so many ripples in the pond. Finding clarity under the circumstance being you attacking yourself, finding clarity will be impossible. We are just human. Being humans make us amazing. But always also means we make mistakes. Being kind to yourself is what allows you to stop. Take a breath. Put everything down. And see with more clarity. I wish you a week of creating powerfully. But first, be kind to you. We're taking the last 5 breaths of today's meditation together. 5 breaths of gratitude. And every exhale, I'll say my thank you. And I invite you to say yours. I love putting my hand right on my heart so I can feel that space. While I'm saying words of gratitude, I'm feeling it in my body too. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for this beautiful Monday morning, standing at the start of a new week, tapping into this new energy. Deep breath in. Thank you for the clarity that I feel in this moment, looking at the week ahead. Deep breath in. Thank Thank you for learning to be more intelligent and more wise around when I feel that what I'm doing is fighting. And learning that I can stop. Take a breath. Deep breath in. Thank you for becoming better at finding the flow. Stopping the fighting and finding the flow. One more to get a breath. Deep breath in. And thank you to all you beautiful people coming on today's journey with me. I hope that you have an absolutely amazing week. I hope you create powerfully this week. And in the powerful creation, I really hope that you be able to stop and show yourself kindness when you struggle. Because sometimes we do. And it seems to me the faster we stop and hold that whichever part of it is that's scared, have a bit of space, have a bit of time to hold that scared human, the faster we can get up and create powerfully again. If you go to my website, www.onemindonline.com, you'll see in the events section that there are free webinars coming up again this week. Come and join me for some free webinars. There's some really cool stuff. Next week, Tuesday, the 1st of September, on Spring Day in the Southern Hemisphere, me and a group of fearless creators are starting what we're calling Vision 2030. Vision 2030 is creating your 10-year vision. And there's a whole lot of tools built into that. And if you want to know more about Vision 2030, send me a message directly and I'll chat to you about that. But other than that, come and try the free webinars. Go to my website, onemindonline.com. Come and check out the free webinars and join us there. Have a beautiful day, have a powerful week, and also be kind to you. So much love to you guys. I haven't said hello to Cornelie and Charlene. Very good morning. Nanine, Malebo, Nonkoleko, Simone, Lorraine. So many of you guys joining us this morning. Rainu, thank you so much. Lindy, love having you guys start your week with me. Lots of love. See you the same time again tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.